everybody. Titan Uprising here. Thanks for tuning in. Please continue to like, share, subscribe. Please comment after the video. Let me know what you guys think. We're diving right into this one. The Tennessee Titans visit the Cleveland Browns this Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be about 69 degrees, 14-mile-per-hour winds, which is great football weather, guys. It's going to be sunny, breezy. Love that weather. The Browns are 3.5-point favorites. I'm going to be breaking down some injuries, key injuries for this game, some matchups. I'll be diving into the offenses and defenses and some of the key players. And at the end of the video, I will be letting you know my score prediction. And I'll let you know who I think wins this game. And we're going to dive into it, guys. The Browns, unfortunately, they lost Nick Chubb on Monday Night Football. He got hit in the leg, took a nasty hit by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And, man, I feel bad for him. It's kind of like the same injury he had in college. They showed a side-by-side of that. And, man, I feel bad for Nick Chubb, guys. It's a sad time when the NFL in general loses a talent like that, or just anybody in general gets hurt. It sucks seeing it. It's part of the game, though. It still sucks, though. He's out the whole season. The Browns did sign Kareem Hunt to help Jerome Ford. And Ford, he did pretty well when he filled in for Chubb last week. And I did pick him up in my fantasy league because, man, I think he's going to be good. He did really well when Chubb went out. I don't think I'd start him this week, though, against the Titans defense against the run. We'll get into that in a little bit. The Browns will also be without cornerback Greg Newsome. And that's a big loss for them, guys. He's a hell of a player. He's in his third year. I think he's a great corner. Fifth-round rookie Cameron Mitchell. He's likely the guy to fill the spot for Newsome. And anytime you're putting a rookie in for a guy like Newsome, it's a little worrisome. Now, the Titans will be without Peter Skoronski for the second straight game. And wide receiver Kareem Jackson was placed on IR today. And Mason Kinsey was promoted to the active roster. Man, I hated seeing that, getting sick of that guy's name. Can't wait till he's off. Dylan Radunz, however you want to pronounce his last name, filled in for Skoronski after Newman did absolutely horrible last week. And Radunz will start there again, which is going to be a great move. I think the line will be okay. I'll get into that a little bit later here as well. Kareem Jackson has done a great job returning kicks and punts, and I really hope that there's no issues fielding kicks because of him while he's missing this time because, man, he's caught the balls. Hey, we know what it's like when the guy's fumbling, a.k.a. Kyle Phillips, when he was fumbling the balls. We know what that's like. I don't want that again. No one else has been ruled out for either team. DeAndre Hopkins, Denico Autry, and Anthony Kendall are listed as questionable for the Titans, but I expect all three to suit up. Now, the Browns, guys, they're going to try to run the football. They're going to try and pound it. That's what they do. But they're going to have a tough time running against this Titans run defense. I mean, and I'm going to pop this up for you guys here. And this is interesting. This nice little stat/list for you guys. Now, the Titans defense is now number 1 in the fewest rushing yards allowed by a team, any team, over a 17-game span since 2007. They allow 64.6 yards per game and 2.9 yards per attempt. During the 17-game span, the Browns' offense ranks 4th in the NFL in rushing with an average of 146.6 yards per game. Now, you got a top 4 going against number 1, right? Something's going to give. Now, the Browns, like I said, they're going to be without Chubb. And, yes, they signed Hunt, who was on this team for a few years as the backup. And, he hasn't played this year. But let's face it, he's no Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb those guys don't grow on trees, guys. He's a star. He's a rare breed. The Browns' rushing attack is not as good as it has been. And it's not as good. It's not going to be as good going forward for the rest of the year. You can't lose a guy like Nick Chubb and continue that success. Part of that success over those 17-game spans, that 17-game span that they had, was because of Nick Chubb. I mean, come on, let's be honest. The Browns are also without former Tennessee Titan Jack Conklin. They lost him for the season in week 1. And, man, losing a all-pro talent like that, it's not good. And I think this is where we're going to hear Harold Landry's name, guys. We're going to hear him a couple of times this game. He just got his feet wet last game with a sack towards the end of the game. I think he's catching his groove. I think he's getting healthy. Got his, like I said, first sack since being injured. The Browns are going to have a tough time running, and they're going to need to pass it more. And this Tennessee Titans defense is healthy. Fulton and Hooker will be back this week. They were out last week. And, we really did miss those guys. And that's bad news for a guy like Deshaun Watson, who is struggling right now. You add in the elite pass rush that the Tennessee Titans possess. And it's going to be another long day for Deshaun Watson back there. Titans defense is healthy. No Nick Chubb. Going up against a tough Tennessee Titans run defense. Forcing Deshaun Watson to pass. He's been struggling. If you see where I'm going here, the advantage here is Tennessee Titans defense, guys, against a banged up Browns offense and one that's been struggling to throw the football. And I think the defense holds the Browns to under 80 yards rushing, under 250 passing. I think we get about 5 sacks on this team, and I think we intercept Deshaun Watson twice. That's what I'm going with for the Browns versus the Titans defense. Now we'll get into the Titans offense versus the Browns defense here. The Titans are also going to try to run the football, no surprise, just like the Browns. The Titans have been throwing more often this year, though, especially on first down. And I had that in my last video with my breakdown of Tim Kelly's offense. If you haven't watched that, please do. I think I did a very good job in that video breaking down Tim Kelly's offense and his scheme and how it's different than the years past. And the success rate and even yards throwing on first down is absolutely just crazy. Definitely look that up. The Browns defense is good. They got stalwart back there. Myles Garrett, just a generational talent. Love to have a Myles Garrett on the Tennessee Titans. I think we do in a Jeffrey Simmons, but Myles Garrett's a freaking stud, guys. I imagine he's going to line up over left tackle Andre Dillard for the Titans, who is been struggling. He's been struggling. He's gonna, man, I'm nervous about this. Myles Garrett's going to expose Andre Dillard. There's no question about it. He's gonna line up over him and he's gonna freaking expose him. And I think Myles Garrett gets 3 sacks this game. I really do. And I think at the end of this game, we're calling for Andre Dillard's head. We're gonna say we need to move left tackles maybe. Maybe that's where we end up putting Radens at left tackle maybe, and then when Skoronski comes back, he's left guard. We didn't really waste a lot of money on Dillard, but man, he's been struggling. I think this is going to be a game where Garrett has his way, and expect him to line over left tackle Dillard all game long. If I was the Browns, that's what I would do. We thought right tackle was going to be the issue for the Titans with Hubbard, but guess what? He's been balling out. He's been okay. He's been very consistent and very good at right tackle, so they're not going to try and test him. They're going to go to the weak side. They're going to go to the left side, and that's the blind side too, guys, and I'm nervous about that. I really am, and I think Garrett's going to have a field day. I think we're going to have to start chipping and with a tight end on the left side, and we're going to have to hold a running back to hit him again when he gets through, and hopefully it's not a really bad day for us on offensive line because of Garrett, but it can be. Garrett's special. He really is. The Titans line, though, has gotten better each game, and especially as the games have progressed throughout the game, they're getting better and allowing fewer pressures. They've always started off a little rocky the past 2 weeks in the beginning of the game, and they've kind of gelled, mellowed out, got their groove. They've adjusted and did better. That's one thing I'll give this team, this Tennessee team. They're adjusting this year. They're finding different ways to come out and be better. Unlike last year when they came out and they were worse, right, after the half. And that sucked watching that, It means we were just basically stupid, right? When we walk in there after halftime, we're just like, oh, sorry, guys. We're still going to try and do the same thing we were trying to do because we can't do anything else and we suck. Now we can't score any points. It sucked watching that, guys. No innovation. No thoughts, no scheming guys open, seeing what the defense gave you in the first half and trying to do something different. And you know what? We pulled Newman last game because he was doing absolutely horrible at the left guard position. And we pulled him. I like that. This team's different this year. They're learning on the fly, adjusting, love it, keep it going. So the Titans have also pretty good run blocking this year. And I think we're going to be able to run the ball, which sets up the play action pass. And I think the Browns missing Newsome is really going to hurt them. And the Titans get a couple big plays in the air because of this. I could see, 140-yard pass and maybe 150. I don't think it's going to be, three passes that go for 60, 70 yards. No, I think it's going to be about 140-yard pass and then about 150-yard pass, that are going to really set up some key scoring drives. And because of a guy like Newsome not being in there. And I also expect a guy like Tyjae Spears to have a bigger role this game, as Henry kind of popped up as a surprise with a toe injury on the injury report this week. But he practiced in full. I do expect him to play, but I do think this is a Tyjae Spears game. And I think this is going to be the Tyjae Spears breakout game. And I also think DeAndre Hopkins, scores his first touchdown as a Tennessee Titan. So we're going to see some new faces getting some action this game, guys. And like I said, I do think the Browns get some pressure, especially Garrett. I think the Browns get about 4 or 5 sacks this game on us. And I think the Tannehill probably throws 1 pick because of some pressure. Hopefully it's not more than 1. If Tannehill throws 2 or 3 picks, we lose this game. I'll say that right now. 1 pick we can survive, 2 or 3 we lose. But I say the advantage here is the Browns defense. But I almost said it was the Titans offense. I was close. I was really close to saying Titans offense because of them missing Newsome. And because the offense has been doing really well, really well the second game. They could have done really well the first game, but Tannehill missed passes. I like the scheme. I like how we're getting guys open. I love what we're doing, but I want to see more of it. I want to see Tannehill actually hit these guys like he did last game. Give me a couple more games of that, and I'll start having more confidence and faith in the offense. Yes, we did really well after the first quarter last week, but let's do it for a whole game. Let's get better, and maybe I would have said the Titans offense, but they haven't proved it to me yet. And it's the Browns defense, guys. The Browns defense is better right now. And we have to see another week or two of the Titans offense being consistent for me to say that they're better than the defense in the NFL. And as you can see, I think this is going to be a defensive game. It's going to be low scoring. It won't be all field goals like it was a few years ago in the same stadium when the Titans played the Browns. But I don't think these teams are going to combine for over 40 points. I really don't. I had the Titans winning this one, guys, 20-13, and this is going to be all because of the Tennessee Titans defense. It's a defensive game. I think the Tennessee's defense is going to force a couple more turnovers. And because of that, we win a game 20-13. And the Titans defense will bend and not break and hold the Browns to a couple field goals instead of touchdowns. And those will be the key parts in the game. And don't forget, Ryan Stonehouse. This is the defensive game. Both teams are going to want to run the ball, set up play action. And this is the game where having a punter like Ryan Stonehouse is truly going to matter when we can flip field position. If we have a 3-and-out, we don't have, and back at the 30, 35-yard line, 3-and-out, we don't gain any yards. We don't have to worry about punting it, and the Browns get it at their own 40 or 35. We can punt it, and the Browns get it maybe at the 15 or 20, right? That's a big difference of flipping field position. Because then if you hold them to a 3-and-out, you get the ball even closer. And you get closer, and that's the game of field position, guys. And having a guy like Stonehouse will truly matter, and especially in this game. So let me know what you guys think down below. Like I said, I had the Titans winning 20-13. Let me know what you guys think. Tighten up, everybody.